Well, today with making the cut candidates, we are having them give the tastings as we would and talking through the products that we have in the bar and interacting with the customers. And where we differ from a lot of tasting rooms, I've noticed from going place to place that we go through each thing and explain it. Other places just hand out their tasting notes. So with doing the tasting, make it your own, make it fun, play around with it. So I and so
this is basically the best part of the tour.
Sure.
What makes moonshine moonshine is its illicit nature, but it is white dog, white lightning, white whiskey.
But smaller barrels means a faster aging process.
It's got a kick to it. It's definitely a bit spicy.
Fresh tobacco, cigar box.
It stands up in cocktails. I'm supposed to know this. Luce, I need your help.
And from there, we go to the baby bourbon. It's got a cinnamony flavor right off the bat, and then you go from cinnamon to sweet. And then
well, Mikey, I've known for a while, being that he's a local guy. I've heard him answering questions that I didn't even know.
Obviously, rye is kind of coming back right now. I mean, there's been a renaissance in rye. It's obviously got a little bit more pepper,
is
more spice.
Very knowledgeable. He came in, and at the beginning of the day, downtime, he's sweeping the front porch and cleaning the porta potties. We don't even clean the porta potties.
The next one is our Manhattan Rye.
Yeah. So good.
Isn't that lovely?
It's amazing. Sarah is so comfortable with people. She jokes around, she just fit right into the role. The key for being the brand ambassador for the Hudson brand is knowing the product and just the heart and the hard work that goes into it in this distillery.
she's the one to vote for.
I'm not it.
So we're at Rock and Rye Tavern, which is a local restaurant that does an amazing cocktail program. And they were nice enough to let us bring in the candidates today to give their bar staff a training on Hudson whiskey.
It's a difficult thing to be suddenly stood up in front of two of the principals of this whole operation and have to deliver.
Here we go.
Hi guys, well thanks for taking out the time today to hear a little bit about Hudson whiskey. The story starts in 2001.
Sarah was a great speaker, and she really gave a nice history of the place.
Whiskey hadn't been produced in New York since before Prohibition, so it was a really, really exciting idea. It's nice to be able to represent a product that's grown here, and
Sarah, I think she had a one-up because she only had to do one, and she was the first one, so she was able to introduce the brand, which is a big part of it.
We like to use this in a lot of our classic whiskey cocktails. Almost has a little rock candy characteristic to it. Why don't you try it? Then you can make your own decision.
Sarah really did great. She knew her facts and was good on camera, and I think held everybody's attention.
So enjoy. I hope you enjoy it. You find something new to do with it.
High five. So I'm going to start off with the baby bourbon. So basically you got baby bourbon maturated in charred oak barrels for how long?
It depends on the size.
30 days per gallon.
About 30 to 40 days per gallon, right?
So it depends on the size of the barrel. We actually sampled some of the 4-grain. That was some of the original stuff you guys did. That was quite the pleasure, but that's not baby bourbon. So I'm talking about baby bourbon.
Mike did well. He didn't really talk about the process of making it as much as I thought he could. He kind of focused on what it tasted like and kind of rushed right into pouring it. So there wasn't as much knowledge that he was giving us, I didn't think.
Next up is the single malt. Definitely a little bit more spicy. Actually, I'm gonna pour myself one of these because I still wanna. I gotta expand my palate here a little bit. And anybody else?
Mike, what makes that unique from a single malt Scotch?
You told me this. Drawing a blank. The barrels. Yes, it's aged. It's aged in charred oak barrels.
Mike seemed a little nervous, I think, as far as Sarah and Han are concerned. Like, I kind of connected more with them.
Okay, well, Sean is up next.
All right. You guys, yeah.
Thank you. I did my best. I did my best.
Good job.
Okay. Last but not least, the Manhattan Rye and the 4-grain. The New York Times just this past weekend did a tasting panel, part of their Spirits of the Time, and the 4-grain bourbon was their #1 pick.
Han seems to stick out to me the most, and he seems to have been in the cocktails, in the bars. He knows the scene.
Obviously, it's called the Manhattan Rye, and it works fantastic in a Manhattan. But you'll still find that it's got a nice, peppery, spicy note. Kind of helps round out those edges.
Han, I like to talk spirits and I like to talk cocktails. I was very interested to hear his opinion because it seems like he really knows a lot about cocktails.
I did notice coming in that standing at the bar for a little while, within a few minutes, Han had the attention of both bartenders and kept their attention and chatted them up for a while. Mike, Han, and Sarah, they did really well, I think, under stress like that, and it's really testing you about your ability to stand in front of people you don't know and talk to them.
The thing that sets the craft producer and their salespeople apart from the very large alcohol producers is the personal touch. People want to know that you like what you do.
That's great.
Good job, guys. That was great. Yeah, I think that went great. I think you all did really good. Again, it's practice.
Right.
It's just practice.